Welcome in, everybody, to our stream tonight. Apologize being a couple of minutes late. We've had some internet issues, but they have finally been able to get us onto the press box internet. And so I'll tell you what, pardon this real quick. I'm going to slide this back because they have some homecoming festivities that they are going to be doing while we are getting ready for the start of tonight's ball game. And so I'm going to shut that so you're not hearing that in the background. Appreciate you joining us on this Friday night. The Humboldt Vikings have traveled to Dresden, and Dresden is probably one of the better teams in the West Tennessee area. So we're going to go ahead and go to Coach Pettigrew, and we were able to sit down with him and talk about tonight's matchup and what he expects to take place. Come in, everybody, to Episode 5 of TED Talks. We have Coach Teddy Pettigrew with us again today as we are preparing for another week of Friday night football. And we start out always kind of discussing the game that just happened last week. And I know Coach is ready to move on to tonight's matchup. But we want to talk about kind of the Greenfield game. First half, you know, obviously moved the ball back and forth quite a bit. A lot of things kind of came into play there. Fumbles and penalties kind of seemed to strike both offenses to start that game, didn't it?
I mean, but at the same time, we cannot give up momentum. Right before half, they threw a double pass. I mean, our kids, and it was right after timeout. We telling the kids the situation. I mean, it's right before half. We can't give up a big play. And we had a senior cornerback come running up on a toss, and they threw a double pass over his head. I mean, he knows better than that.
Yes,
I mean, we went over that so many times in practice, and he's got to do his job. We gave him a little momentum. We let him score first.
Yeah.
And our objective, man, don't let the other team score first. This is our field.
And you knew that kicker was going to be pretty confident. He stood over there and he kicked the entire game in that little net, and we knew he must have had a leg on him and was going to be pretty accurate when he came out. Right. So,
we attempted one though.
Yes, we did.
I'm proud of us for attempting to kick a field goal. I mean, our guys got to understand just. Do it the way you do it in practice.
That's right.
Mean, Stephon hit that maybe 20 times in practice that week.
Yeah. Yeah, and, you know, it wasn't just terribly off. As far as aim, he had it. It just the distance wasn't
well, he
there.
didn't hit it. He didn't really hit the ball. He hit the side of the ball. When I slow play it and look at it, he didn't really hit the ball. So,
okay. Well, defensively, probably not our best game. You know, we played pretty solid a few games, but this was a game the defense can learn something from.
I mean, just like the problems we've had in the past this season is middle linebacker.
Yes, sir.
We're in middle linebackers instead of, you know, filling the gap, they backpedaling. And those guys are young, man. They've got to learn the game, and we're trying our best to teach it to them, man.
Yeah.
You got to understand when you got freshmen, I mean, fresh out of middle school, playing middle linebacker, you're going to struggle a little bit.
Well, sure.
You're going to struggle a little bit. So, I mean, this week, we like I said, we're going to move guys around and try to find those guys. We've been trying to find them since the spring.
Yeah.
So,
well, how do you feel like your newer quarterback did Friday night? I mean, grading that performance.
To be honest with you, I think he controlled the game. He played a solid game.
I felt that way.
I'm very proud of the kid. It was a struggle not to give him offensive player of the game. Just Jeremiah Jones ran the ball so well.
Yes, he did.
We had to give him a nod. So.
You know, and I saw where you went with Jeremiah more than Jaboris this week. Was that just game planning, or?
No, it's just Jeremiah doing things right.
Okay.
I mean, Jeremiah, Jaboris got the opening handoff, and he struggles with looking at the handoff instead of, you know, looking at the hole, having his eyes up and hitting his leg. Every running back, and the way you coach running backs, they have an aiming point.
Okay.
And if you're looking at the handoff, you're never going to hit your aiming point. And
okay.
This is something Jabor struggle with, man. And we're trying to coach the kid to do it right. We ain't giving up on Jabor.
No.
Still run the ball.
Yeah.
But he's got to learn. He's got to learn how to hit his aiming point. And Jeremiah was hitting it. So,
That's right.
So.
That's right. Well, you go with the hot hand. Well, what's working? Obviously, you don't stop what's working, and it was obviously working. And Jeremiah Jones, he's got a different style of running than Jaboris does as well. And I didn't necessarily get that technical with it, but up top, I was thinking, well, you know, the style of running Jeremiah was doing was working there at first, and we were definitely able to move the ball around. But again, the red zone just continues to plague us punching that ball in.
That's when we get the high snaps or the low snaps.
Yeah.
So, and it's because that's where you get the pressure. The center, I mean, it's not that like the kids are trying to snap the ball incorrectly. It's just they're running blitzes, and That's why I keep telling our scout team defense, you've got to turn the heat up on us in practice. Because if you can't block it in practice, you ain't gonna block it in the game.
Yeah.
And if they never see it in practice, they're not prepared for the game. So today you saw a lot of that in practice today with them blitzing the A gaps and trying to get our center prepared for it. So.
And this is not necessarily questioning coach. It's just kind of asking for clarification here. I know when I get here early, a lot of times it's, obviously last week the quarterback was needing to get some extra reps, and so it was a coach just kind of tossing the ball to him as a snap, kind of a syndicated snap. Can the center not show up to do that, or are you worried he might wear his arm out?
Are you talking about early doing before the games or before practice?
Before the games.
Well, before the games, the center is inside. He's actually in class because we're talking to him about possible blitzes and things that might happen in the game. So
makes sense.
He's actually inside snapping the ball and going over things with the coaches.
Okay.
So
excellent.
And getting taped up. A lot of our linemen have to get taped up because they're in the trenches.
Yes.
If you don't tape them, man, they're gonna have sprained ankles and torn ligaments and all that. So it takes a lot to go in there, get linemen ready to play.
Well, you've done good so far this year, keeping our players, as healthy as possible and preparing them for that, and that goes into some of that, and I appreciate that. We're seeing a great season on that front, and I saw a lot of positives that we pull out of this game from Greenfield. Obviously, I know in football there's no moral victories when you start looking at the wins and loss column.
There's not. We've got to get on in the win column. I mean, if you look at practice today, I mean, and this is something that's got to change at Humboldt.
Yes,
I mean, you see the amount of guys who are at practice.
Yep.
When you show up to practice sometimes during the week.
Matter
of fact, you was here Monday. And Monday you saw the small amount of guys at practice.
I've got video footage.
This is Monday. So on Mondays you have to be at practice. And I always say this, and I'm gonna look in the camera. Parents,
please.
If your son missed practice, it's like missing 10 days of school.
Yeah.
And the thing about missing practice, you can't make practice up. You can make schoolwork up. I'm not encouraging anyone to miss school. Don't get me wrong. I would never encourage a child to miss school, but you can make schoolwork up. You cannot make practice up. Once it's over, you don't get that day back.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you where I got that from.
Okay.
There was a mother that of a guy that I coach.
Okay.
And this guy ended up making it to the NFL, and that's what she instilled in him.
Really?
You make it to football practice. If you need to go to therapy, I'll take you doing school. If you need to go to the doctor, I'll take you doing school. I can get an excuse. You can make that school work up, but you can't make practice up.
Yeah.
And just so happened her son was a 6th-round draft pick for the Tennessee Titans and played a nice year, a nice career in the NFL, and he's getting a pension from the NFL. So this is a mother that said that.
Wow.
That's where I got that from.
That's fantastic. Well, Coach, you talked about how, and I'm going to show some video footage before the game Friday from Monday's practice, because it was pretty disappointing, to see that you really didn't have enough players to even go 11 on 11.
We did not.
It was sad, but as far as the practice itself, I know one thing we talked about last week was seeing them give their all in practice, because even in your post-game show with John Seaton on the field, you were very emotional, and rightly so, about players that quit.
Yeah.
And the way you keep from quitting is you practice hard through the week.
You practice hard.
Are we seeing that change? Or?
I mean, we're seeing it out of certain people.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you this. The guys that you see dominate on Friday nights are the guys that dominate in practice.
Okay.
The guys you see that get beat in practice, beat on Friday nights are the ones that tend to not put their best foot forward in practice.
Yeah.
They just go through the motion. And when you just go through the motion, you're going to end up getting hurt, or Friday night you're not going to be prepared to play.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're the best ones that we got to put out on the field.
Right.
I'm begging guys to challenge and take positions, because I'm going to play the best ones that show me you can do it in practice. There's no quote unquote starters for this team. If you outperform somebody in practice, you play Friday night.
Well, I think you've shown you're willing to shake it up, and we're working on trying to find that right mix. And obviously nobody can argue the results on the field. What we're seeing in a lot of areas, we're seeing those shakeups working in some regards, and You know, it felt like the offense and defensive fronts both Friday night struggled a little bit, but hopefully they can rebound. And, man, Friday night, we're going to need our A game. We're playing a very good Dresden Lion team.
I mean, and the thing about the Dresden team, they're not just the talent level is equal to ours, but they take coaching to heart.
Yeah.
And their kids do it exactly the way they coach it. And when you got a group of guys who buy into what the coaches are saying and do what the coaches tell you to do, I mean, it makes a coach look like a genius. It does. I mean, I remember, you know, where I'm from, we had a fullback that we ended up he ended up being our short yardage tailback.
Okay.
And we were just trying to get 3 yards, and the kid took it for 78 yards.
Oh, my goodness.
And we was like, the next time we got the ball on offense, we was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm the fullback. No, get back at tailback. And we looked like geniuses because he became our starting tailback.
Wow.
But that's how it happens. When you do things that coaches tell you to do the right way every time, I mean, that's the integrity that we need. And I tell the kids all the time, integrity is doing things the right way when no one's looking.
Yeah, obviously.
It does. You're not getting away with anything in life. I mean, because we have a, you know, our Lord Savior Jesus Christ.
That's right.
God watches over us.
Yes, He
does.
does.
Getting away with it.
No.
So you're going to answer for that one day. And that's the same thing as leadership. Leadership is, man, everyone leads. But you got to decide if you're going to lead them the right way or the wrong way.
Yeah.
There's no in-between when it comes to leadership. You can't be sometimes a good leader because then you become a bad leader.
That's right.
You got to lead the same way all the ways. I mean, that's consistency that we need on this team. And right now we're not there. We'll get there, though. We'll keep working at it. I'm going to show up every day, willing to work, and I'm going to work my butt off. That's who I am.
Sure. And like you say, those ones that are dominating on Friday night, I see a few of them. I mean, I see all of those here today. And, you know, you obviously want more players to show up. You've talked to parents today on this program. Hopefully parents will take it to heart as well. And, you know, it's just where these kids, you want the win on Friday night, but you got to put in the work to get there.
I take my hat off to a mother Monday. and it's not funny, but there was a kid that not show up Monday, and all of a sudden I looked over by the where you come in the gate, and she's pulling in with him. Oh. And she's giving it to him. You get over there, you get dressed, you get ready for football practice, and she said, no son of mine is going to quit. Because when you develop a habit of quitting, you're going to start quitting on your family one day. You're going to be hopefully somebody's husband, somebody's father one day, and you're not quitting on my family. Yeah. So she brought his behind the practice. And I need parents like that. Yeah. And she's a single mom, and she acts so much like my own mother, to where, man, I gave her a call out to practice to see if there's anything I could do for her to help her. Because I know I'm not these kids' fathers, but I mean, my father figure was my coaches one day. Yeah. I have a father. My father is living. He's alive, and if I call him right now, he'll pick up the phone and everything. But at the same time, coaches should be father figures too. Yes, sir. And I mean, I've been in a situation where I've taken football players home and they've actually lived with me until they graduated from high school. Wasn't supposed to. Yeah. But administration where I worked at, they allowed me to do it. Yeah. And the parents allowed me to do it because they couldn't take care of them. But that's just a little bit about who I am. Yeah, yeah. So, you know, and I know it can't become an excuse. I know the demographics of Humboldt's a little different. Right. And there's a lot of kids that aren't living with their biological parents. Right. And I can only imagine, you know, thankfully, you know, I've got a wife that helps me with my kids. But I can't imagine how tired you get as a single parent, you know. But at the same time, you're raising adults. Yeah. You're raising the future. And, you know, that kid, he's frustrated. I mean, he's frustrated. Sure. We're not winning ball games. He said, I'm not playing football. So, you know what, son? This ain't even about football anymore. That's right. This is about you doing what your mother asked you to do. Yeah. Or what she tell you to do. Because, I mean, truly in the Bible it says, you know, disobedient child shorten the days of their lives. I don't want any kid to live a short life. That's right. I mean, you know, bad things happen to good kids a lot, you know, but at the same time, no, I don't want any guy to play for me that's disobedient with his mother, especially a single mother. Yeah. Now, as a team, I know you're focusing on this team right now and the ones you have here, you're coaching. But you can't coach kids that ain't here, so you're doing the best you can, trying to stay focused on the ones that are here. Right. Are we to a point where right now we're more focused on executing necessarily the basics that we want to run as an offense and a defense
and then let everything else play out on Friday? Obviously, I know you and the coaching staff, you game plan.
Mm-hmm.
But how much does that translate to the kids right now?
I mean, it's hard to game plan when they're not here.
Yeah.
We're game plan for – you take your talent and you look at what the defense gives you. You take your offensive talent, you game plan to beat them.
Yes.
But when they don't show up throughout the week for practice, how can you do it?
Yeah.
And same vice versa for defense. You take your defensive game plan and you game plan according to your talent to stop their offense.
Yeah.
You move guys around to where they will have an advantage to stop their favorite plays and that such.
Yeah.
But how can you do it when they don't show up to practice?
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult because then now we're putting another kid in that normally does not play that position. And you see a lot of that on Friday night. You've seen a lot of kids out of position.
Yeah.
Like, Coach, y'all change. Well, I mean, some of that is because the other kids are not showing up to practice. I'm not going to put them out there. They haven't been to practice.
No.
Not going to do it.
Friday night there was something that happened a couple of times, and I meant to ask you about this. I think it was the same player that we ended up with too many men on the field or something like that. Same player. How does that happen, and how do you correct that?
It's just they're not paying attention.
Okay.
They're not paying attention. And then some of it, the first time it happened, I took it. I said, that's on me. Y'all stop arguing. And they were arguing and fussing with each other. Y'all stop arguing and fussing. That's on me. I'm going to take that one.
Yeah.
I said, because, I failed to coach you right to tell you when the starting H-back goes to running back, you're the second team H-back, you got to go in the game.
Yeah.
And your guy that you back up went to running back, so you had to go in the game. I take that on me.
Okay.
I guess I need to coach you better and tell you that you got to go in when your guy's in another position. I'll take that one.
Okay.
I'll take that one, but you do it over and over again, that's you not paying attention.
That's right. You coach.
You got to pay attention to the game.
And at some point, they have to understand, and even as fans, we have to understand coaches can't play the game.
No,
all you can do is coach.
All we can do is coach. And I mean, a lot of times, I know in the stands that there are parents, and we're not winning games, so that you obviously gonna have fans and parents talking mad noise about us right now.
Well,
but at the same time, those people are not here.
That's right.
During weekend practice, they have no idea what's going on in practice.
Yeah.
And I can't coach someone who's not here.
No.
And then in practice, if you're doing it a certain way in practice in the game, you can't go out there and do it different.
Mm-mm.
Like, a key point. I mean, just to talk football, the X's and O's. We had a receiver that we got down on the goal line. This was our first drive. We ended up kicking the field goal right after that and missed the field goal. Mm-hmm. We had a senior receiver who let the strong safety push him inside to the safety when he's running a corner route. He knows that he's got to release outside.
Yeah.
He goes inside. He never gets to the corner. And the quarterback's trying to adjust the throw, and he threw the ball out of bounds down here.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Because of the way the receiver ran the route.
That
is the second time we've had a receiver mess that up in the game, time and time again. And on the sideline, we're coaching it.
Yeah.
But the fans don't hear that.
Right.
All they see is my son is open. Why can't they get him the ball? Well, I mean, your son ran the route wrong. He ran the route wrong. And when you tell them they ran the route wrong and they don't want to listen to us on the sideline, what is there for us to do?
Yeah, exactly.
They've got to listen, learn to listen, and listen to learn.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't do that, man, you're going to be out of position time after time. He's like, well, he gave me the inside. He gave you the inside because he wanted you to go inside so he can push you to the safety.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We give the inside up.
Yeah.
They're going to do that too. They're getting coached just like you are, son. But they're listening to the coaches and you are not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are the struggles that we have at Humboldt right now. We've got to overcome that.
Yeah.
We've got to overcome that, and they got to start listening to coaches. Every coach I have on my coaching staff played college football.
Okay.
No one's on my coaching staff that did not play in the college football, and they were excellent high school football players, and they played college football. So we know this game.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, my offensive coordinator, that guy was in the camp for the Indianapolis Colts. He made it all the way to the last cut.
Oh.
So this guy knows football.
Yeah.
He knows football.
Yeah.
So,
and, he's been sitting up top a lot. I think since he's moved up top, it's kind of helped. What do you think? I mean, you think that'll continue in Dresden, or you can put him in the sideline Dresden?
No, I need him up top. I need him up top because what you guys don't understand, here in Humboldt, we're not fortunate enough to have the amount of money that other programs have because we're a small school.
Yeah.
And other schools, if you see it on the sideline, their coaches They have iPads.
Yes.
It's like an eye in the sky, and they have instant replay that feeds back right then. We don't have it.
Yeah.
We don't have it, so I've got to send a coach up top to see what's going on because you cannot actually see everything down on that field on that level. You can't see it from the sideline.
Sure.
So we got it. We have to have our eyes up top.
Yeah. Definitely so. Well, Coach, I think it's been very informative. I appreciate you opening up to us and talking to us every Thursday night. And we're getting ready for a big Dresden game. And, you know, I don't want to get into a lot of what you're looking at with Dresden because you're trying to just get people on the field. And I know it's a battle on that front, you know, and hopefully we can go into the Lions Den. And, you know, there's a reason why they play every game, folks, on Friday night. We're not going in there with a loss. We're going in there with a game to play.
Yes.
And, you know, with this new offense, I saw a lot of new things, you know, with the two tailbacks in the backfield. You not know which one's going to get it. Man, it's got potential.
I'm not going to say it's new. It's just something that we've been practicing. We just wanted to bring that out during reason play. Because we want to tip our hands too early.
Sure.
So, I mean, now is the time we got to throw the kitchen. Say, oh, man, the whole kitchen sink at them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, off of that, we got a lot of stuff we can do off of that offense. We just got to get it called right. And when you get behind on the chains, it's difficult. Your playbook goes to very limited when you get behind on the chains.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, if we're ahead of the chains, man, we it's a wide open playbook, man. So we just got to get to where we can always stay ahead of the chains.
Sounds good, Coach. Good luck Friday night.
All right, man. Go Vikes.
Sitting down with Jeremiah Jones, our starting tailback here for the Humboldt Vikings. And Jeremiah, the last couple of weeks have been pretty good for you on the ground.
Yes, sir.
And what do you attribute kind of your breakout these last couple of games to?
No, just gotta believe in it. You know.
Yeah.
Gotta trust your coach on what he say. Just say it, sir, and do
That's
it.
key.
It's gonna work out.
That's key. Yeah. And, you know, one of the things he complimented you about, too, was how that when you go to take that handoff, you're not looking at the handoff, but you're looking ahead of you.
Yeah, I'm looking for the open hole, if it's a cutback or if I need to just go straight ahead or if I can bounce it out. A lot of times it'll be a cutback there or the hole will be wide open. I just hit it with all my force.
Yeah, I don't have my roster right in front of me. Are you a sophomore or junior?
Sophomore.
Sophomore, so we got a couple more years here. That's
yes,
awesome. Now, when did you play football first? Did you start before high school? Or?
Yes, sir. I started in 5th to 6th grade with Coach Greg Lennon.
Okay, so now we're starting to see some of these benefits of these kids that are going all the way up. And when you look, Jeremiah, when you look at these programs like a Peabody or a Milan and some of those teams that they've kind of got that rich history of being good year in and year out, it's that 5th and 6th grade program that is kind of a feeder program to the junior high, then it works all the way up to high school. What are some of the things that you're bringing with you? Let's kind of key in on that for just a moment. What are some of the things that you learned in 5th and 6th grade that you still use as a sophomore in high school?
I learned to don't run tiptoe and run flat-footed. You'll run a lot faster and a lot powerful. And most of my power comes from my legs.
Yeah. You know, one of the things I've noticed, you know, this last week, they kind of moved some things, and Coach said it's because it's district play. We're showing everything now. We're playing hard, putting everything we can into these games. You weren't the only tailback in the backfield, you know, and one of the things that we saw, you know, Jaboris, and he's going to get better as we go, I'm sure, but he has a different way of hitting that hole than you do. You hit the hole hard. I mean, when you start running, you're going to get 3 yards pretty much.
Yes,
you know, you keep those feet moving. We saw it Friday night last week. Me and Chance up top was talking about it. It was like he's falling forward. Jaboris is still learning those things. Obviously, he's a little bit smaller than you are, but man, the way you're hitting that hole with confidence, that's a game changer. Now, what position do you play on defense? Linebacker. All right, because we actually, I think it's coming out in this last week's paper when this airs on Friday night. That paper comes out on Wednesday. I think your picture actually is in there on one of these tackles. It's not hard to spot you because you wear those pink gloves.
Yes, sir.
What's the story behind the pink gloves?
Pink gloves, you know, tough guys wear pink. And
all right.
I just like what they say on the gloves. They say money, and they got the Monopoly man.
Yeah.
And I just like how they stand out than other gloves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not hard to find you. You know, when I'm taking those pictures, we had the assistant editor helping me today, and she's like, "Who's that guy?" I said, "Oh, that's Jeremiah, because there's the pink gloves right there." Oh my, you got the nickname D Money, but I hear there's another nickname that's coming.
I'm waiting to see what it is, what the nickname is.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. You know, we've got a saying. We're going to have to come up with something for you because we got this saying because when Stephon Shivers tackles somebody, it's a whole different look up top, man. He's a big boy. He's taking care of business. And so, like, every time he sacks somebody, we say they've been shivered. That's what we're going to come up with something because, man, we can hear those hits up top. When you pop those people on the line, we can hear it up top. You're having a great season, and, man, I'm excited to see, you continue this year, but also, we're not just nearsighted in this season, man. You've got a couple more years, and that's how teams grow to dominance. These kids keep playing football. I know you're struggling with numbers right now. I'm here on a Monday, and I look at the field, man, and y'all couldn't even run 11-11 today. A lot of kids it's I don't know if they didn't come to school, just didn't come to practice. I know you're just a sophomore, but is there anything as a leader that you would like to say to get kids back out here on the field? Because we got to practice to win on Friday.
Yes, sir, I will. If everybody come to practice on a Monday and have a great attitude, listen to what Coach say, just do it, it'll all fall in place. We can't just don't come on Monday and Tuesday and come on Thursday and expect to play Friday. It don't work like that. You just got to come in and put the work in from the start.
Health-wise, your team's doing a lot better on those regards. I know from last year or two, I can remember we had a quarterback that got hurt and had to go out. This has been about 3 years ago. Quarterback went out, and, man, it just drastically changed the season. This year, Coach felt like, hey, I need to make a change at quarterback. And so he moves Jay to wide receiver. We bring Kavion over to quarterback. How do you feel that went as a tailback because you started taking the handoff from a different quarterback?
I trusted it. It's all about trust. You got to trust your teammates and trust your coach.
Yeah.
I trusted it on Kavion giving me the ball in the right pocket, which he was doing good. He was throwing it in the right window for the receivers. It was just some keys we was missing too, but that's where it falls back on Monday, where it starts Monday, and we got to work all the way down to Friday.
Well, Jeremiah, this has been a good interview, man. I appreciate you taking time for us. I know you stayed a little bit after practice. You got places to be, I'm pretty sure, but appreciate you taking time for us, and good luck Friday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let's tame some lions.
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome in, everybody, on this Friday night. Hope you're doing well, and I am flying solo this evening. Appreciate you joining us tonight. The Vikings did win the toss. However, they have deferred to the second half, so they will get the ball in the second half first. So we will kind of watch this and see how this all plays out. But it's going to be a great night of football. You heard Coach talking about it a while ago. That's the video of the practice he was referring to. And I'll just tell you, he was not happy that day at all because the Humboldt Vikings could not even go 11 on 11. And so that's kind of the video there, and that's the practice he was referring to. I sat down with him that day, and he said, Seth, I need you to show that. I want people to know what was going on that day. And so here we are on Friday night. If we don't play well, folks, you got to send your kids to practice on Monday to prepare for Friday. You can't just show up Wednesday and Thursday and expect there to be a good practice and be able to compete on Friday night. Humboldt Vikings are going to be kicking off. Looks like Stefan Shivers is going to be up first. Thank you again for joining us on this Friday night. We want to say a great big thank you to all of our sponsors. I won't put their graphic up because I don't want us to miss this play here. But I do appreciate all of our sponsors, the Viking Booster Club, Viking News on Demand, Humboldt High School Class of 93, Tyson Foods, West Rock. All right, wait a minute here. They're going to kick that one off, and it's going to be returned from deep. Looks like he's got it from about the 12. He's going to get across to the 30, breaks some tackles, gets down now near the 40-yard line, and that's where he's going to be taken down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Dresden from their own 40-yard line. West Rock, We Pray Learning Academy, State Farm, Simmons Bank, Security Bank and Trust Company, Humboldt McDonald's, and the Humboldt Chronicle. Now, let me say this starting out tonight. I want to say thank you to the Dresden folks here in the press box. I think it was Mr. Killebrew, who is the principal here. Actually, he's a newly elected mayor of Dresden as well, so as you can imagine, he's quite busy this evening. But he was able to come over and help us to get on, but we apologize for being just a few seconds late. Quarterback's going to drop back. He's going to screen it out. You're going to see a lot of those screen plays right there. Humboldt Vikings didn't get him down as he will get out across the first down. I'll let you see that replay there. That was tough. Thought you had him down back around the 35, and then he gets across. I'm going to say he got to the 48-yard line. And there you go. We'll see what happens here now, but Dresden moving the ball quite well. Gain of 8. Uh-oh, here he goes, running up the middle, and he'll get brought down, but not before he gets a first down. Let me work on this here. Sorry about this, folks. You're going to see something go across your camera. There we go. Now I can see maybe just a little bit better. So it is going to be 1st and 10. Here they go. Throw. Got it down here. It's going to be brought down inside the 40. That's going to be number 15 for your Humboldt Vikings with the stop. That will be Keziah Curry. So they did gain 7 there. Actually got down to the 39. Brings up 2nd and 3 from the Humboldt 39. Here we go. He's going to hand it off far side. They're going to get there to seal that corner. Great job there. That is Jay Agnew with the stop as he gets down to that corner. And that has been a rough thing. And you can tell that Dresden has been game planning for that, as they thought Humboldt might not be able to stop that play this go-around. However, Humboldt did, and they actually lost quite a bit of yardage. Dresden did on that one, bringing up 3rd down and 7. Whistles are blown, and a flag is already thrown. Somebody has lined up offsides. That's going to be on Dresden. So they're going to say false start Lions, and that's going to back them up even further. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 12 from what looks to be, that will be the Humboldt 48. He's going to screen it out. Got it to number 17. And he's got real estate. Picks up a key block. Sorry about that, folks. He's going to get into the end zone. That'll be a touchdown for the Dresden Lions. Wow. So Dresden will get that one here. Now they're going to be kicking the extra point. I'm going to work on getting the score up for you folks. Just a moment. Just bear with us. Snap is down. Kick is up. And it is good. And just like that, Dresden is up 7-0 here on your Humboldt Vikings. We'll be back here in just one moment. You're watching Viking football on Viking News.
I looked at one slice of melted cheese and said, more cheese. It looked at pickles and said, also onions. It wanted to be more than hot. It wanted to be juicy. This is the Quarter Pounder with cheese.
So your score here in Dresden tonight, Dresden leads 7-0. And we are at 9:58 remaining in the first quarter. So now Humboldt will go back on offense. You definitely, well, actually will go on offense for the first time tonight. And you definitely want to have a good showing here. Back deep, I do see Kavion Taylor and Jaquari Agnew back there tonight. So we'll see kind of how this kickoff goes here. I'm not sure how deep they normally kick it off. Here we go. There's your kick. And it's going to be a deep one. He's going to have to let it bounce, and then he grabs it at about the 12. Gets it out to the 15, then to the 20, and that's where they're going to push. They'll give him forward progress to the 20-yard line. So that will be Kavion Taylor there returning it, but 1st and 10 for Humboldt from their own 20. All right, here we go. Hopefully Humboldt can make something happen here. Offensively, that has been kind of our Achilles heel. And it's not been the norm for the defense. However, last week our defense did not play as crisp as we had seen them in previous games. Here Here we are in the 4th game of the season. Hard to believe that we are already almost halfway done with this 2023 football season. By the end of tonight, we will be halfway there. Back to, going to toss it over to Jay Agnew, who's going to get caught in the backfield, and that's going to be, no, nothing doing. He's going to get stopped. All right, so that's going to be a loss on the play there.
And number 2, Deshaun Martin, a loss of.
Now the clock is moving. He did fall all the way back. Looks to be maybe a loss of about 3 or 4. It's going to bring up 2nd and 14. It's going to be a handoff. He's going to go to the corner, then tries to bounce his way back in, but they get him down. That was Jaboris Walker, I believe, with the carry. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Nicholas Bigham. Nicholas Bigham with the carry, and that's just a short gain. Bringing up 3rd and long here from the Humboldt Viking 18-yard line. Here we go. Takes the snap. He's back to pass. It's going to be a deep ball thrown on the left side. Almost caught, but no, sir. Incomplete. It was in his hands, though. If you look at that replay, just great defense. Great defense there by Dresden. And that stops the clock. It's 4th and 12. And Dresden will get the ball back here, as I am sure Humboldt will have to punt the ball. Here comes Dresden. I apologize. We requested a roster and did not receive one this time. So we'll just have to call numbers on Dresden's side this evening. It's going to be a kick. It's going to be returned from what looks to be their 46. He's across midfield. No, he's going to continue to move, and Vikings are going to get there finally to bring him down. That is number 55, Tobias Bell, in on the play. And now that puts Dresden with great field position. That'll put them 1st and 10 from what looks to be the Humboldt Viking 28-yard line. Short field for a high-powered offense here like Dresden. Now they're getting ready to go to the next play. Dresden back. He's going to do another screen play. They're going to throw those screens all night long, make you tackle them. Great open field tackle right there by Nicholas Bigham. Great job by the young man there. And number 4 saves the day. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 9. They're going to credit them with 1 yard. He's back. It's going to be another run. But this time it's going to be number 71, Keyshawn Cole. Cole with the tackle there. This defense playing like we have come accustomed to them playing, and that's going to be a no gain. 3rd and 9. Well, they're going to say they gained yardage there. I'm sorry. 3rd and 6 for Dresden here. 7:27 remaining in the first quarter, up 7-0. Handoff, getting to the corner, makes a man miss. Got room, picked up another key block, and that is going to be Keziah Curry there again. He gets pushed out of bounds, but they pick up another Dresden 1st down. That should be 1st and 10 for Dresden, and that will move them now down to the Humboldt 16-yard line. Wait a minute. They're blowing everything dead? They just called an offsides against Humboldt. So that'll make it 1st and 5 and move the ball down to the Humboldt 11-yard line. Here we go. Dresden is a no-huddle team. As you can see, they're wearing the armbands tonight. Moving a man in motion. He's back. Quarterback's going to screen it out to that right side. And look at this. I believe that was number 23, Jeremiah Jones, with that tackle. Good job there by Jeremiah. So they did pick up 3, and that'll bunch them inside the 10. They're saying it's 2nd down and 2. Here we go. Handoff. He's gone in down that left side. He gets to the corner and into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. That's another score. So there you go. Lions jump up 13-0 here. And I have no reason to believe that they won't punch this one on through. That extra point guy a while ago, he had no trouble. That kicker, he had no trouble at all earlier. Let's see what he does with this one. Kicks it. Well, wait a minute. Whistle. They blew the kick off. They're going to call this offsides on the defense again for Humboldt. And it is good. There you go. 14-0 is your score. We'll be right back. You're watching Viking football on Viking News.
Brings community together quite like a sporting event. Security Bank and Trust Company is committed to supporting our local sports teams because we know how important it is to be part of a great team. This is Deanne McEwen at Security Bank and Trust Company. When you team up with us, you are fostering the competitive spirit of our local athletes. Want to be part of our team? Join our amazing banking community. Visit your nearest branch or head to securitybanktn.com to learn more. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
$14-0 in the first quarter, 6:43 remaining. It'll be Humboldt's ball here, down 2 touchdowns. Humboldt struggling on offense on their first possession, going in 3 and out and having to punt the ball, hoping for a little more success here. And, hey, we could take a return here for a touchdown. Again, we remind you, if you are commenting in the YouTube page tonight, we are not able to see that this evening due to a limited internet connection. There's going to be a kickoff, and he's going to catch it. Looks like at about the 20. Goes across. That's Jay Agnew. Going to get caught up with at the 30-yard line, and that'll be it. So decent field position, better field position this go-around, as the Vikings will be up now on the 30-yard line. They'll be on that far hashtag. One thing I will note tonight, there is a new center this evening. They announced from the press box a while ago that the starting center for tonight is Keyshawn Cole. So if you notice in previous weeks, the snap has been a major issue for your Vikings. So they're trying to, and that's Keyshawn Cole sitting there. So we'll see. Here we go, handoff Jeremiah Jones. He is falling forwards. He does get positive yards, but a short gain. So that puts him at 2nd down. And they're going to say he got 2 yards, moving them out to the Humboldt 32-yard line. Here we go. 2nd down and 8. Moving Agnew back to his right hip now. He's got Jeremiah Jones on his left. He's going to hand it off to Agnew. Agnew now running down that left side. He's got a 1st down and more as he gets out. He'll get out across the 45-yard line. Looks like they may mark that around the 46. Great run by Jay Agnew there. And that'll be a Humboldt Viking 1st down. They are going to mark that at the 46. That's a gain of 14. Big gain there, and excited to see more maybe of that coming up here. Here we go, 1st and 10. Takes a snap. Now there it is, Jeremiah Jones, and he'll get met at the line. Actually, he doesn't even get to the line, and he'll be stopped in the backfield there. That is something that you don't see very often, folks, but a disciplined defense met him at the 45. That'll be a loss of 1, bringing up 2nd and 11 from the Humboldt 45. Your Vikings trail 14-0 as we've just ticked under 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Here we go. 2nd and 11. Back, fakes the handoff. Now he's going to toss it to Jay Agnew on the screen. Agnew's going to get around midfield. Where are they going to mark him? Oh, they're going to say he went out. I thought he got closer to 50. They're only going to give him to the 48-yard line. A gain of 3. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. Oh, they're going to say 3rd and 8. I'm sorry. And that will be at the Humboldt 48-yard line. Need to convert on this 3rd down. They're getting into these 3rd and kind of longer situations. You definitely don't want to get caught here. He's back, going to throw it. Uh-oh. He completes the pass, and that is Jay Agnew being pulled down from behind. Maybe pulled down is a correct acronym tonight, as is the right terminology tonight as we are playing the Lions. They're going to come up very short. It is a gain of 6, so that's going to bring it up to 4th and 2. And they are in Dresden territory. I think they're going for this. They are. They're at the Dresden 46-yard line. Trying to make sure I get here so I don't miss something on the play. Quarterback calls his own number, and he is stopped. That's a big defensive stop here. That'll be number 66 for Dresden with the sack, and that's a big turnover on downs. And Dresden will start with the ball at midfield. 14-0 your score, 3:54 remaining in the first quarter. Here we go. Quarterback directing traffic here as they get ready to go. Now they're going to move another man in motion. He's back to pass. He's in trouble. He's going to have to throw it. He's got a completion, and that young man is going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Lions. 3:44 left in the first quarter, and your Lions are on top 20-0. Well, you're down here 20-0, and not much time off the clock. It's going to be a long night for Humboldt if they don't come up with some sort of an answer. Here we go. See what happens here on the extra point.
Oliver to snap. Pietro to hold.
20-0 your score. Here comes the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. 21-0. We'll be right back.
Hey, Vikings fans. This is Ted Martin, former Humboldt Vikings quarterback and class of '93 graduate. When me and my fellow classmates want to follow Viking sports, we watch Viking News on Demand. In addition to live streaming of games, there are also plenty of specialty shows that keep us all involved in our alma mater. On behalf of the class of 1993, go Vikings!
21-0 with 3:44 remaining in the first quarter. Want to say a great big thank you one more time to all of our sponsors again: the Humboldt Chronicle, McDonald's of Humboldt, Security Bank and Trust, Simmons Bank, State Farm, We Pray Learning Academy, West Rock, Tyson Foods, Humboldt High School Class of 93, Viking News on Demand, and the Viking Booster Club. Appreciate you joining us tonight, and it's time for kickoff number 3 for Dresden. And here we go. Well, we're standing and waiting on Humboldt to get enough personnel out there, and that looks like that is number 29 coming out on the field now. That'll be Demarion Standifer. Now that he's out here, we're ready to roll. All right. Here comes the kickoff. And that kick is going to be another good one. It's going to be Jay Agnew getting it, catches it, spin move, and there's nowhere to go. It's going to get brought down just about the 30-yard line. We'll see where they officially mark that. And they're going to say he got to the 33. So they kind of were generous, I felt like, on that one. Maybe where they weren't so generous earlier for us. Now we've got a good spot there on the Humboldt 33, 1st and 10, 3:35 remaining in this first quarter. Can Humboldt come up with an answer here? We need to, and need to find a way to stop them on defense. He's going to hand it off and did not fool anybody. I think he may have lost a yard there. That was a handoff to Jeremiah Jones. And they're going to say, oh, wow, no gain. 2nd down and 10. Might have lost just a few inches there, but not enough for them to change the down and distance. I see Nicholas Bigham, and I'm not sure who that other receiver is right offhand. Went to hand it off to Jeremiah Jones, and the ball went on the ground. Let you see that play there as he went. There was a fumble on the exchange. The ball ended up on the ground, but he picked it up. That was a close call for Humboldt there.
A loss on the play.
So that is definitely a loss. Now they're going to lose 6 yards on that one. It'll be 3rd and 16 from the Humboldt 27-yard line. And here you are again on one of these 3rd and long situations. Humboldt just can't seem to get out of their own way when something like that happens. You can pretty much expect the pass play here, and we're getting predictable. There it is. It's going to be a deep ball thrown. He goes up. Did he catch it? They're going to say incomplete pass. Let you see that deep ball there. It was one of those 50-50 balls. Oh, man. Wow. Close. Great effort. But that's going to bring up 4th and 16. And, folks, you just got to punt again. And here comes Dresden back out on offense. You hope your defense can definitely come up with something here and get a stop. There it is. The ball is rolling around. He does pick it up. Now he's got him some speed going. He's trying to do a little trickery with his feet. Doesn't work. That's going to be a stop by Nicholas Bigham. What looks to be around the 48-yard line. But great field position for the Dresden Lions once again. Dresden getting the ball back with 1 minute 53 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Dresden has not had a drive to take very long at all tonight. They've had some pretty big chunk plays. Here we go. He's back, going to hand it off. They're running up the middle. Nope, he's going to cut back in. That's going to be Nicholas Bigham. He slides out of that tackle, and number 29, Demarion Standifer, kind of shoves him late. Surprised there wasn't a foul on that play called against your Vikings. They don't call it, so. But it will be a first down. And that'll get it to the Humboldt Viking 42-yard line here, 1st and 10. Throw complete, and it's going to be another Lion touchdown. You know, you got to be able to put your hands up, locate that ball, and just didn't do it. So now the Lions now take another lead here, or extend that lead rather, 27-0 with 1 minute 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Lining up for the extra point. It's up, and it's good. We'll be right back. Your Lions lead your Vikings.
Are you ready for some Viking action? The Humboldt Chronicle is here to cheer on both the junior and senior high Vikings as they tackle the upcoming season with unparalleled determination. With a rich history of excellence dating back to 1886, the Humboldt Chronicle has been passionately delivering the latest local news, sports updates, community information, and even thought-provoking devotionals to the southern Gibson County area. Published weekly, you can now access all of these exciting insights both in print and online. Don't miss out on any of the thrilling moments with Viking football. Grab your copy or subscribe today and join us as we celebrate every Viking score on the gridiron, exclusively in the Humboldt Chronicle.
Well, it's going to be 1st and 10 for your Vikings when they finish here. We'll see where the ball is placed. 1:35 remaining. That drive took 18 seconds. They went 52 yards. There's going to be another return by Jay Agnew. He's going the right side. He's got some room. Picked up a lot of blocking. I hear a whistle, so he's coming back. I think he stepped out of bounds. Great return there, though. I mean, he had it. He did a good job with it there. You'll see him as looks like he ran out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. I'm going to say they're going to mark that around the 38. Yeah. Best field position the offense has had all night. Got to capitalize here. 1 minute, 24 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So take it back, hand off. It's getting so predictable, folks. They know we're going to run what looks to be on 1st and 2nd down right now, and it's just so predictable. Now, let me just say this. Coaches can only run what they've been able to practice this week, and when kids have not been in practice, this is what you get on Friday night. It's going to be now a loss, and looks like we have a player down. They're telling him to go ahead. That's going to be number 23, Jeremiah Jones. He's getting off the field. Not a good sign there. He did look to be in quite a bit of pain there. That's going to be a loss. Looking for where they will mark that. They're going to mark that at the 39. No, I'm sorry. They're marking that at the 41. That's a loss of 3. Second and 13. The Dresden 41-yard line. Oh, my. I think Agnew recovered it, but there was a fumble on the play. Okay, they're going to say pass was incomplete. Okay. They were trying to do the screen play, and it was blown up. Here we are with another huge third down play as your Vikings are behind the chains again. It's going to bring up 3rd and 13. And that pass stopped the clock at 50 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Here we go. He's back to pass. He's going to throw it. Overshot him. Sorry, folks, about the camera work there. He overshot him. It was incomplete. And so now you are at 4th down, and you know what? With your defense struggling, you're on their side of the field. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Pettigrew says, go for it again. It is 4th and 13 from the Dresden 43. And I think they are going for it. They are bouncing out number 25, the freshman Brandon Guyton, tonight in the starting wide receiver role there on the right side. Jay's back in at quarterback. Throw. Incomplete. It was intended for Kendrick Taylor. Fell incomplete. I think our cameraman down there, John Seaton, was closer to the ball. Yeah, look at there. He got it. All right, so that pass will go incomplete, and that's a turnover on downs. So Dresden will get the ball again. Now it is 36 seconds remaining in the first, but last time they scored from the Dresden 48-yard line in 18 seconds. So they definitely have the capability. He's back to pass. He's in trouble. He's going to run it. Oh, my goodness. He'll gain yardage. How in the world? I mean, you look at that. He lowered his shoulder and ran right through the big man, number 71. That's Keyshawn Cole. Here we go. Going to be a handoff. Coming near side, gets to the 50, gets to the 45, and then he is taken down. And that's going to be Jay Agnew with the tackle. And that'll be another first down for Dresden as they march into Humboldt territory to the Humboldt 43-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter. So, folks, we're going to take a quick timeout. And when we return, we'll have more Viking football to come your way. I've got to make sure I pull the right commercial. We'll be right back, folks. You're watching Viking football on Viking News.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back in, everybody, as your Humboldt Vikings trail, and we are now getting ready to start the second quarter. Vikings down 4 touchdowns, 28-0 tonight. We knew it was going to be a tall order, but you hoped for a better outcome than this so far. But tonight it's been a long night. That first 12 minutes took 37 minutes, actually, to play. So it's going to be, a lot of quick strikes. They scored in 18 seconds on the last drive. However, I wonder if maybe their game planning doesn't change just a little bit tonight because now you've built up this 28-0 lead. Do you start running, clock off? It doesn't seem like this is a team that wants to run the ball very much because of the defensive front of the Humboldt Vikings. He's back to pass, and he's in trouble. Going to screen it out. And he's got it to the 30. Touchdown. Dresden adds to their lead. Goodness gracious. I mean, that's another Dresden touchdown right there. 34-0. That took, I don't see how that only took 1 second off the clock, but that's what the clock shows. So technically, this drive, they scored in 37 seconds. Here comes the extra point. Hey, folks, it's another good one. 35-0 your score.
In search of a nurturing and educational environment for your little ones? Look no further than We Pray Learning Academy, located at 910 North Central Avenue in Humboldt, Tennessee. We offer our services to children aged 8 weeks to 12 years old. With our dedicated owners, Hannah and Doris Collins, you can rest assured knowing that your family is in good hands. To learn more about our academy and how we can best serve your child, reach out to us via email at weprayacad@yahoo.com or give us a call at 731-784-7294. We can't wait to meet you and your little Vikings.
35-0, Humboldt trailing here in the second quarter. And we're about to kick it off again. Let's see what happens here. Well, now they're going to say it took 39 seconds for them to score. So they did add a couple of seconds to that, because I was like, how in the world did that just happen that way? Because that was a long way to go. So hey, I could see that. There's your kick. And it's going to be returned from the 32, but he doesn't have anywhere to go. Great special teams coverage there by Dresden. Wow. So Humboldt back on the ball on offense, trailing 35-0. Going to be 1st and 10. They're going to be from the Humboldt 34. Taking a lot of time in that huddle again. Again, let's see if they run it on 1st down here. Yep. It's going to be a handoff. Defense is not fooled, and there you go. It's going to be another loss. They're going to go all the way back to the 31. That'll be a loss of 3. I'm going to say it's a loss of 3. So 2nd and 13 from the Humboldt 30. No, it's going to be a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 from the Humboldt 32. Clock is running. So is that play clock. Looks like Kavion Taylor back in at quarterback. They did have Jay go in at quarterback at one point to throw a pass, just to maybe try to throw some people off. And it was a deep ball, but it was incomplete. He overshot Kendrick, but now Kavion is back in at quarterback. He's going to be back. They're going to screen it, trying something new. A host of Lions there. Wow. Shivers going over to try to clear the pile. And that was a screen play to Agnew. They're going to say basically no gain. 3rd and 12. Well, yeah, that is. That is another loss. Never mind. That's a loss of 1. Third and 13. Again, behind the chains, something that Coach Pettigrew talked about in the pregame tonight. You didn't want to get that way. He's going to hand it off. That's going to be to Agnew, and he's going to go out of bounds. Not near enough for a 1st down. Only 1 yard. So now 4th and 12. Back out to the 32, and they're going to have to punt here, and Dresden will get the ball back. There's your punt. It's going to be kind of a low one. It's going to bounce kind of funny. He's going to pick it up from the 36. And there he goes. Gets around a man. And he returns it for a touchdown. My goodness. Now there is a flag on the play way back at what looks to be the 42. So we'll see what the call is. But there is a flag all the way back here. Okay, so it is going to be a block at the back against the Lions, and so that touchdown will come off the board. And that's going to march them way back. So that's going to put them at 1st and 10 from what looks to be the Dresden 47. We're sitting here at 9:46 remaining in the half. Dresden has pretty much scored at will so far tonight. Going to be back, going to hand it off right side, and he gets to the corner. Agnew trailing, trying to get to him, and he'll run out of bounds. But that'll be another first down for the Lions. First and 10. That'll be at the Humboldt, what looks to be 35-yard line. He's going to roll out. And is he going to call his own number? He is. Oh, my goodness. Finally gets brought down. It's going to be a run by the quarterback, and that's another first down. That'll be Nicholas Bigham with the tackle there. But that'll get him all the way down to the Humboldt 20-yard line. And we do have number 7, Isaiah Crawford, down on the field. And as he is down, let's take a timeout. We will be right back. You're watching Viking football on Viking News.
Looking for a job in manufacturing or maintenance? Look no further than West Rock, located at 1720 North 9th Avenue in Humboldt, Tennessee. West Rock is not only proud to support the Humboldt Vikings, but they are also actively hiring. What's even better is there is no mandatory weekend overtime. The manufacturing position starting at a competitive $19.25 an hour, and the possibility for an increase to $19.83 an hour after just 60 days. West Rock offers a great opportunity for those interested in the field. If you have an experience as a maintenance technician, the pay ranges from $21.39 to $32.88, depending on your level of expertise. Don't wait any longer to get started on your application by visiting jobs.westrock.com. Join the West Rock team as we cheer on your team, the Humboldt Vikings.
The table for. It's not just where some serve while others sit. The table is where we make decisions, where we shape the future, where we engage each other on equal ground. If we're going to feed the world, it will take all of us. Every voice, every point of view, everyone at the table.
Builds us up. It strengthens our bodies. It strengthens our resolve. Sport teaches us lessons of grace or humility or humanity. and that we're far more powerful together. Winning the hour, or winning the year, or winning our lives. We're winning our way. Because while a season is short, fierce is forever.
An experienced QPC eater knows you should never let the ketchup that falls from the hot and juicy burger go to waste.
I'm Seth Wilkerson, co-founder of Viking News on Demand. Since our launch in 2020, we have been committed to delivering comprehensive coverage on Humboldt City schools and athletics. From thrilling athletic games to exciting college signings and big school events, we have it all covered for you right here on Viking News on Demand. Join us every Thursday night for TED Talks with Coach Teddy Pettigrew at 7 p.m. and every Friday night for high school football under the bright lights. Our pregame 30 minutes before kickoff every Friday night. Our goal is to spread the word about the positive things happening in the city of Humboldt and its schools. So tune in and stay informed with Viking News on Demand. Thank you for your faithful support, and go Vikings!
Hey Vikings fans, this is Ted Martin, former Humboldt Vikings quarterback and class of 93 graduate. When me and my fellow classmates want to follow Viking sports, we watch Viking News on Demand. In addition to live streaming of games, there are also plenty of specialty shows that keep us all involved in our alma mater. On behalf of the class of 1993, go Vikings!
Welcome back in, everybody, and our thoughts and prayers with this young man. It looks like Isaiah Crawford is pretty seriously hurt. Isaiah, they have actually brought an ambulance out onto the field, and they are about to load Isaiah up and take him to get checked out. We invite you at home to pray for this young man. Why don't we pause right now? And if you want to do a moment of silence, or if you would like to pray for the health of this young man. Maybe this is just extra safety protocols, but something obviously has brought them to take an ambulance out onto the field, and they're going to check this young man out. Let's pause just a moment. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers with this family tonight and this young man, as we're hoping for a better case scenario, best case scenario, that he gets to the hospital and there is nothing major. But this young man, they have deemed it necessary to bring an ambulance onto the field. And this is why you have those kinds of vehicles on standby. You hope that you never have to use that. But in this game tonight, we have and we hope, obviously, the best for Isaiah Crawford. Number 7, Isaiah is a senior, and now we see Mr. Yarbrough joining them, and he will probably be the one going, I would imagine, to the hospital with him. This has got to be hard on Coach as well. Coach is down there talking to him as well as they're placing him onto the stretcher to load him up into the ambulance. We will say, just kind of as just a game note, as we prepare for another week of football next week, Humboldt Junior High football will take place on Thursday, September 21st. They will be hosting Lake County, the Junior Falcons. And that will be at 6:30 p.m. Humboldt High School next week on September 22nd on Friday night will be traveling to Lake County. It's just a week for the Vikings and the Falcons. Pre-game will be 6:30. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. We also remind you Thursday night next week to join us for TED Talks. This week was a 20-minute show. Great show. If you missed it, you can go on the YouTube channel, and you can pull that up there and watch this past week. Or you can go to VikingNewsOnDemand.com. VikingNewsOnDemand.com. And next week on the pregame, we'll have Mr. Greg Lennon. We will have Coach Teddy Pettigrew. And also there will be a football player of their choice. And also, I will mention this week's football player was Jeremiah Jones. And probably the best interview I've had with a player all year. Jeremiah has done a fantastic job this season, stepping into that role. And the thing about Jeremiah is he's only in 10th grade, so we got a couple more years with him. And so we're excited about that for sure. They are still working with Mr. Isaiah Crawford. They do have him up on the stretcher now. And so we'll add everything back here and start getting ready for some more football. But they are putting him into an ambulance. And I'm going to just kind of show a zoomed-out view here as they are getting ready. Now you see the fans are clapping, giving him a cheer. And they are standing. What sportsmanship and great camaraderie here tonight as these fans are standing out of respect. Nobody wants to see that happen, obviously, in a football game, but there's a reason why you keep it is a very aggressive sport, and you know that it can happen. I believe there we go. That's Mr. Isaiah Crawford getting an escort to go check things out, make sure he's all right. And now we see the Dresden Lion team taking a moment, as we have already. Can't say enough about the sportsmanship and just the good spirit of this team and how that everybody has handled this tonight. How do you coach after that? You know, you're thinking about a player that is no longer on the sideline with you, but there's still a job to do here, and it's hard. That's tough. You know, obviously, thankfully, it was not what took place last year. We saw it on the NFL field where, you know, Damar Hamlin with the Buffalo Bills, you know, they ended up having to call that game off. Thankfully, that does not have to happen here because it was not that extent of an injury, obviously. But it's hard to play a game after that. You definitely don't want to play not to get hurt at this moment, or you will get hurt. So good luck to the Vikings here. Now we are 9:17 remaining in the second half, or in the first half, rather. He's going to run it, and he got in. You can just tell it's going to be a different game now. I mean, not that they weren't having success before, but it's like the Vikings didn't even want to touch him there. 41-0 here in the second quarter, 9:06. That's a run for a touchdown from the 20-yard line. Here comes the extra point. Kick is up. And, folks, it's good. We'll be right back. Your Vikings.
Depression. Nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
If the Vikings don't get on the board fast, we will have running clock in the second half. 9:06 remaining in the first quarter. In the first half. And your Vikings trail 42-0. Here comes the kick. Once they blow the whistle, looks like Dresden is ready. And there it is. Kick is going to be short. Going to be returned from the 36. And that's going to be number 15, Keziah Curry, with the catch. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line, looks like. And we are at 8:59 remaining in the half. We'll talk about some school events that are coming up at halftime tonight. And then we'll probably replay the interview with Jeremiah Jones as well. It is homecoming here in Gleason tonight. And they are forevermore performing for this crowd tonight. 42-0. There are 2 Titans that are ruled out tomorrow. We might talk a little bit about that as well. Here come the Vikings. Going to hand it off. Right side. Nothing doing. He's going to lose yardage. And it looks like he'll be stopped at the 34. That's going to be a loss of 3. 2nd and 13. Waiting on the Vikings to get things going here. I'm going to give you 6 things to watch for in the Titans game versus the Chargers at half. We'll talk a little bit about that as well, and then we'll see if we can get some scores from around the area. I'm struggling to get anything because cell service down here where the football field is in Dresden is not easy. Run, he gets to the corner, but nothing doing. Jeremiah Jones will be stopped again. I imagine John will join me up here at halftime. We will not have – okay, there's going to be a timeout, so we'll keep it right here. They did gain a yard on that carry, by the way, so it's going to bring it down now to the 33 – I'm sorry, the 35, I believe, again. That will be a timeout for Humboldt here as we will keep it right here. I believe John will be joining me up here in the press box tonight since I'm by myself, and also – with us being away, we didn't know how the equipment that we've been using with him on the sideline, how that would all react down here in the country. So we decided just to not do that tonight. We won't have it again next week because we are on the road at Lake County next week. But then we are back home to face Halls at home. Needed this victory tonight. We definitely need that victory next week. Got to look for that elusive first win of the season. So John may be joining me up here. I believe he will after a while. We'll see.
Zach Garner.
All right. Uh-oh. Ball gets away from him, and it's picked up. And it's going to be another Dresden touchdown. And it'll be a fumble picked up for a touchdown. And Dresden extends that lead to 48. Lots of folks. I've got a few people already looking like they're leaving, and then some are already getting in the concession stand line. Extra point coming. And it's good. We'll be right back. Vikings trail 49-0.
Looking for a job in manufacturing or maintenance? Look no further than West Rock, located at 1720 North 9th Avenue in Humboldt, Tennessee. West Rock is not only proud to support the Humboldt Vikings, but they are also actively hiring. What's even better is there is no mandatory weekend overtime. The manufacturing position starting at a competitive $19.25 an hour, and the possibility for an increase to $19.83 an hour after just 60 days. West Rock offers a great opportunity for those interested in the field. If you have an experience as a maintenance technician, the pay ranges from $21.39 to $32.88, depending on your level of expertise. Don't wait any longer to get started on your application by visiting jobs.westrock.com. Join the West Rock team as we cheer on your team, the Humboldt Vikings.
7:32 remaining in this first half, and it's going to be Humboldt ball. Here he comes. Just bouncing around too much. Got to just run, young man. And he's going to get stopped before he gets to the 20. And so that will be Jay Agnew with the return, and Humboldt will start 1st and 10 backed up at what looks to be the 18-yard line. All right, waiting on the play here. Ball snapped. He does recover it, and then the pass falls incomplete. So it'll be 2nd and 10. That does stop the clock at 7:12. As I stated earlier in the second half, that will not matter, as it could be running clock if Humboldt does not score 9 points between now and the first half ending. It's going to be a late night getting back to Humboldt, as it is 8:06 and we are not to halftime. Another high snap, screens it quickly, spin move, and Jay Agnew is going to get stopped there. That's going to be a loss of 4. So 3rd and what looks to be 14, and now Humboldt is at the 14. And once again, behind the sticks. Well, we've ran it 1 down, screened it on the 2nd. Here's the pass. Too far. It's going to be incomplete. So you got a punt here, 4th and 14 at your own 14. 6:15 remaining in the first half. And the ball goes over his head. And they're going to call touchdown.
For Alliance Serval Press and Permont Company, touchdown.
There's just not much you can say about that, folks. It continues to plague us, but here's the thing. Coaches can't make it better if players aren't showing up to practice. So, I mean, it just keeps coming back to that. I won't say it again, but that's what Coach told me this week. Kick is up, and it's good. We'll be right back. You're watching Viking football on Viking News on Demand.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
$56-0, 6:05 remaining in the first quarter. I'm sorry, first half. That would be bad if it was the first quarter, wouldn't it? Goodness gracious. Here we go. There's your kick. It's going to be returned from the 24. And they'll stop him as he gets across the 30, out what looks to be the 33-yard line. Appreciate you joining us on this Friday night. Humboldt Vikings trailing by 56. We do have a halftime score, South Gibson County. I do have some of that because my phone is all of a sudden working. South Gibson County, 10 minutes ago was at halftime. They lead USJ 21-6. Trey Maven runs the opening kickoff for 65 yards, and Greenfield was leading Gleason 7-0 after 7 seconds. Now, I've not seen an update since then, but we will keep looking. Here's your Vikings, 1st and 10 from the 33. High snap. He's going to screen it. Got it to Jay, and Jay's going to lose yardage. He's going to get down inside the 39. Looks to be around the 28-yard line. So it's going to bring up 2nd and long here, back at the 29. That's a loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Another high snap and a fumble. And I think Dresden has fallen on it. They did. Dresden has it. So Dresden gets the short yardage here. They will take over 1st and 10 at the Humboldt. Well, looks to be the Humboldt 17. Oh, I'm good right now, but thank you. Appreciate it. Woo. Back on defense. Clock is running. 3:24 remaining. Got it across. I think now the clock is going to run even in the first half. Yeah, clock is going to run now for the rest of the first half. And they pick up yardage there. It's going to bring up 2nd down. And that looks to be maybe about 4 yards. They're going to say a long 3. So it looks like they're down around the 10-yard line. And there you go. He's going to run it. And they're going to say he got a first down, and he's down near the goal line. Looks like he is going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. First and goal. So the Dresden Lions will stay in the gun. 1:55 remaining in the first half. He's going to call his own number, diving, and it's going to be another touchdown. Here comes the other extra point. And we have 1 minute, 30 seconds left in the half. Kick is up, and it's good. Let's keep it right here as we are getting close to halftime. Time is running, too, by the way. We are now at 63-0. Let me update that score here in the second quarter. We're now to 1 minute. I don't know how much time they'll let go off the clock. Humboldt lined up, ready to receive the kick. Time now down to 45. Time is down to 36. This will probably be your final play of the first half. All right, here we go. Down to 10 seconds. Is he going to get it kicked? And they don't even kick it. Okay. So the Lions lead 63-0. We are at halftime. Let's take a quick timeout. When we return, we'll talk to John and see what he's seeing on the sidelines. Obviously, an ugly injury to Isaiah Crawford, him being taken off the field by an ambulance. John was on the sidelines. I'm sure he's heard coaches. He knows kind of a little bit of an injury report. We'll talk to him in just one moment. You're watching Viking football. We are at halftime. Dresden leads Humboldt 63.
In search of a nurturing and educational environment for your little ones? Look no further than We Pray Learning Academy, located at 910 North Central Avenue in Humboldt, Tennessee. We offer our services to children aged 8 weeks to 12 years old. With our dedicated owners, Hannah and Doris Collins, you can rest assured knowing that your family is in good hands. To learn more about our academy and how we can best serve your child, reach out to us via email at weprayacad@yahoo.com or give us a call at 731-784-7294. We can't wait to meet you and your little Vikings.
Simmons Bank presents Banking Made Easy. With our powerful mobile banking app and online banking, at the touch of a finger, you can make deposits or pay bills, view account balances and transaction history, keep a close eye on your money with helpful alerts, even customize features just the way you want them. And with our contactless Visa credit and debit cards, you can just look, tap, and go. Convenient banking from Simmons Bank. Easy, fast, and secure. Learn more at simmonsbank.com/easy.
You ready for some Viking action? The Humboldt Chronicle is here to cheer on both the junior and senior high Vikings as they tackle the upcoming season with unparalleled determination. With a rich history of excellence dating back to 1886, the Humboldt Chronicle has been passionately delivering the latest local news, sports updates, community information, and even thought-provoking devotionals to the southern Gibson County area. Published weekly, you can now access all of these exciting insights both in print and online. Don't miss out on any of the thrilling moments with Viking football. Grab your copy or subscribe today and join us as we celebrate every Viking score on the gridiron, exclusively in the Humboldt Chronicle.
Welcome back in, everybody, and we appreciate you joining us on the Friday night broadcast. Say thank you to all of our sponsors. Also want to say a great big shout-out to the Viking Booster Club as well. We appreciate them so very much, as we could not be on the air without them, and we appreciate their support. And every once in a while, Chance joins me on the broadcast. Tonight, I've got John Pilkington. You were on the sideline when the injury happened. Why don't you just kind of update us on what took place, what you were hearing on the sideline, and best of wishes, obviously, to the young man.
Yes, definitely. Well, I was talking to the guys that assessed him, and they were just saying the way he was talking, he was saying that the back of his head was hurting. I don't know if that was from being hit by another playing girl going down, or if it was just hit with the ground. But he just looked at me and said, they're going to be able to take care of you better than I am on the sidelines right now, so you better just go with them. And he said he should be fine. He was talking to the guys on the sideline. They asked him about him, and he said, he's going to be fine. Should just go through there, just going to make sure that he doesn't have a concussion out there and just make sure everything's okay.
He will probably be in concussion protocol, I would imagine. We have another young man that is playing tonight. Just not 100%. Jace Beard is playing this evening, from what I understand, and he's just not 100%, but he's not to a place where he can't play. It's not one of those kind of injuries. Right. Obviously, it's a scary thing when you see an ambulance come out on the field like that.
Yes.
What's the psyche of the team after that? It almost looked like they were scared to tackle.
It looks like some of those guys are scared to tackle the whole game.
Yeah.
I think they're just ready to get it done with.
Well, I think you walk in here, you're playing a team that could very well be the state champs.
Yes.
That's hard. It would have been better if we'd have got a win last week.
Yeah.
Then you come in here with a win under your belt, but this is another district game. That could cost you dearly. And that's not an easy pill to swallow by any stretch of the imagination. So, hopefully we can get this thing turned around. But, man, it's really, really looking tough right now. It really is.
Yeah, well, it's hard to beat a team that has 17 players on the field every play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking down there. I was over there taking pictures. They weren't offsides on those third down plays.
Yeah.
Whenever they were calling that. And then you have number 23 for Dresden. His whole entire head, he can look down and tell you what Shivers had for breakfast this morning. He is that close to the ball.
Oh, wow.
It is ridiculous, and they're not calling a thing. So, yeah, it's hard to play against 17 players. So
yeah, I understand that. But, I mean, at the same time, you have to play the hand you're dealt, and this is just kind of part of it right now. Hopefully, Humboldt can get this thing turned around. You've got a second half here that's going to be running clock, 63-0.
Yeah.
You want to score at this point. I'm not giving up on a game, but obviously at home, folks, if you're watching this, it's a tough one. It really is. It's a hard one for us to swallow here, and it's really hard to have enough to say up top. We struggle up here right now. I've got the sponsors up. I will say, great big thank you to all of our sponsors: Viking News on Demand, Viking Booster Club, Humboldt Chronicle, McDonald's of Humboldt, Security Bank and Trust Company, Simmons Bank, State Farm, We Pray Learning Academy, West Rock, Tyson Foods, Humboldt High School Class of '93. And appreciate all of those sponsors for making this game possible. John Seaton, are you going to be watching the Vols game? I know you're a big Vandy fan, aren't you? No, you're a Memphis.
I'm a Memphis fan, yeah. And Memphis is actually doing pretty good this year starting off. But, they're not playing anybody like Florida or Alabama.
No.
So,
that's a 6 o'clock game tomorrow night.
6 o'clock game tomorrow night. I might be able to sneak that one in before I have to help my brother out tomorrow on his catering. So.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a good night. And then also Sunday, Tennessee Titans. I put a little notes together for this. I've got 6 things to watch for.
Who are we playing that week?
We're playing the San Diego Chargers.
Okay.
No, it's Los Angeles Chargers.
Los Angeles Chargers.
You call back up here. I'll tell you something else to look for. First thing is King Henry. One of the biggest talking points coming out of the opener centered on the workload and snap count for Derrick Henry last week. The big back played just 30 snaps against the Saints, and he carried the ball 15 times. And still, Henry managed to rack up 119 all-purpose yards, 63 rushing, 56 receiving. So what will Henry's workload look like on Sunday against the Chargers?
I mean, I say give the guy more snaps. I mean, this is a Charger team that their defense is better against a pass defense.
Yeah.
Throw a little play action in there, get Henry the ball. I mean, even a hesitation snap, a fake pass to a later run. I mean, Henry, he's strong enough. He can break through that line that late in the run and pick up some yardage. I know this guy, Henry, he's always moving those legs. Even if you've got 3 guys on him, he's still moving those legs. So I say give the ball more to Henry.
And that's what Mike Vrabel said. He said, we're going to keep utilizing Henry, who ranks number 1 in the NFL in both scrimmage yards and touches over the last 5 seasons, including 2023. But the Titans are also going to continue to use one of their newest weapons, running back Tajay Spears. That's just going to be it. The next thing is Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill. My goodness, had one of his roughest days as a pro in his career when he threw 3 interceptions while posting a passer rating of just 28.8.
You know what that tells me, though? For that game to be a 1-point game, that tells me our defense is doing something this year.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm happy about that because that's something the Titans have struggled with a little bit over the years, is to have a good secondary defense. They did a lot better last year, and it just shows me that this year we could have a defense that could keep us in ball games.
Well, and the Titans need Tannehill to bounce back against the Chargers. The Chargers gave up 466 passing yards last week to the Dolphins. And Tannehill passed for 312 yards in his last home meeting against the Chargers. And he has 2 touchdown passes with a 120-plus rating in 2 of his last 3 meetings with the Chargers. So Tannehill had 8 touchdowns, 7 passing and 1 rushing versus them, just 2 interceptions with a 94.8 rating in his 6 home starts last season. So the Titans need to protect Tannehill against this Los Angeles pass rush because they're going to be coming for him. And they need to give him time to find those pass catchers. So that brings me to my third thing, and that is passing targets. Some question marks remain here for the Titans in this category. I mean, we're going to have to be monitoring up to Sunday because veteran wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins did not practice all week because of an ankle injury that he suffered in the final play of offense.
Really?
Yes. Hopkins is listed as questionable on the injury report that was released today, John. And now they've got Treylon Burks is coming back. He's been off on an injury report up to today.
Good.
But he is back. He did catch 2 passes for 18 yards while being targeted 3 times in the opener. And let's not forget about tight end Chig Okonkwo. If they can get that young man going.
I love him.
Yeah.
He is going to be a good one. I'm playing fantasy football again this year, and he's one of the guys I hated to see slip through my fingers.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically another wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a tough guy. I like him a lot. Who'd you say was back?
Treylon Burks.
Burks. He's going to be a good one if he can stay healthy on the field. First game back.
Yeah. Shown some growth this year so far. You was mentioning that defense a while ago. We were talking about keeping Tannehill upright, protecting him. Well, Los Angeles has the same worry because the Tennessee Titans' pass rush is incredible. They have Arden Key. Arden Key was credited with 11 quarterback pressures. That was an NFL high for Week 1 against the Saints, while tallying 1.5 of the team's 4 sacks last week. Meanwhile, defensive lineman Danico Autry had 1.5 sacks. Jeffrey Simmons, a sack. They were very disruptive as well. So the Titans need to find a way to keep the pressure on Herbert. That's a big quarterback. He's got weapons.
Yeah.
And he's got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams surrounding him. So now Herbert was sacked 3 times last week by the Dolphins. So the Titans just need to make him uncomfortable Sunday.
I mean, he reminds me a lot of Big Ben.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and Big Ben's not a good runner. And that is one thing the Titans defense in the past has had trouble with, is a running quarterback.
Yeah.
And for a guy that likes to sit in the pocket, even though he has a great arm, I'm saying if you get pressure to him, we're going to have a good Sunday if we can get some pressure to the Herbert.
And there's another thing to think about, too. Austin Eckler is on the injury report today. He's their running back. Now, Eckler did not practice all week because of an ankle injury that he suffered against the Dolphins. He's officially listed as doubtful for Sunday's game. But Josh Kelly, who stepped in last week and played a little bit, he had a career-high 91 yards and a touchdown last week. So you can't just look past Kelly either. We got to stop the run.
Yes.
And the Titans are 0-1 this season. My sixth thing is this. Tennessee's losing streak dates back to November the 17th, 2022, when the Titans, they beat the Packers on Thursday Night Football. And after that, they never won again. The Titans have lost 8 consecutive games, and they ended with a 7-game losing streak. Sure, a lot of the players on last year's team aren't around for this year's losses, but those who were, they remember it very well. So do the fans.
Yeah.
And Simmons said this week, it's time to win a game, and it's about that time for sure.
Yes.
The last thing the Titans want to do is dig a hole to start the season, because historically teams that start 0-2 have made the playoffs just 11.5%. That's 31 of 270 of the time since 1990. And those teams have won their division just 5.9% of the time. That's just 16 of 270. So the Titans are a 3-point underdog against the Chargers. Can they pull it off? My God, I hope so.
I think it's possible. I mean,
and I'm saying regular season games. I know we won a couple of preseason games.
Yeah.
We beat the Minnesota Vikings. We beat the New England Patriots. They don't count.
They don't count. They're against practice squads.
Who's not even playing their starters? Tennessee didn't.
No.
So,
and the thing is, I think our backup quarterback looks good too. I mean, if we needed to put him in, I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
I think we finally have a pretty good backup quarterback that can hold his own.
Yeah, it's Malik Willis. They have named him as the backup quarterback. We do have Will Levis still out there, but he is on the practice squad right now.
Yeah.
So, all right, so I'm not getting updates, folks, on my Twitter account, so I apologize. I am not going to be able to give you scores. I just know at halftime South Gibson was leading USJ 21-6. And Greenfield scored with like 17 seconds in. So they were leading a while ago. So, all right, folks, we're going to take a timeout. When we return, we got a minute and a half here until the start of the second half. We'll be right back.
Community together quite like a sporting event. Security Bank and Trust Company is committed to supporting our local sports teams because we know how important it is to be part of a great team. This is Deanne McEwen at Security Bank and Trust Company. When you team up with us, you are fostering the competitive spirit of our local athletes. Want to be part of our team? Join our amazing banking community. Visit your nearest branch or head to securitybanktn.com to learn more. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Believe it or not, 1 in 8 people
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. ¿Cómo le puedo ayudar hoy?
have worked at a McDonald's, all entrusted with the world's most famous fries day one, with the power to make more kids' days than anyone else. Who's seen a person's running late meal,
Have a great day.
celebration meal,
Okay, apple pie.
pre-game meal, and post-game meal, and know that no matter how long you've been here, no 2 days at McDonald's are the same. 1 in 8 also know that a job with hours that work around your life means more time for your life.
Okay. Who can tell me about the book?
That what you put in here,
Roxana. Almost
you get out. And the communication, flexibility, and precision you learn here are skills you'll always have that you can grow from here or keep growing here. Where you start stays with you. And 1 in 8 start at McDonald's.
Hey Vikings fans, this is Ted Martin, former Humboldt Vikings quarterback and class of 93 graduate. When me and my fellow classmates want to follow Viking sports, we watch Viking News on Demand. In addition to live streaming of games, there are also plenty of specialty shows that keep us all involved in our alma mater. On behalf of the class of 1993, go Vikings.
Looking for a job in manufacturing or maintenance? Look no further than West Rock, located at 1720 North 9th Avenue in Humboldt, Tennessee. West Rock is not only proud to support the Humboldt Vikings, but they are also actively hiring. What's even better is there is no mandatory weekend overtime. The manufacturing position starting at a competitive $19.25 an hour, and the possibility for an increase to $19.83 an hour after just 60 days. West Rock offers a great opportunity for those interested in the field. If you have an experience as a maintenance technician, the pay ranges from $21.39 to $32.88, depending on your level of expertise. Don't wait any longer to get started on your application by visiting jobs.westrock.com. Join the West Rock team as we cheer on your team, the Humboldt Vikings.
Builds us up. It strengthens our bodies. It strengthens our resolve. Sport teaches us lessons of grace or humility or humanity, and that we're far more powerful together. Winning the hour or winning the year or winning our lives. We're winning our way. Because while a season is short, fierce is forever.
You ready for some Viking action? The Humboldt Chronicle is here to cheer on both the junior and senior high Vikings as they tackle the upcoming season with unparalleled determination. With a rich history of excellence dating back to 1886, the Humboldt Chronicle has been passionately delivering the latest local news, sports updates, community information, and even thought-provoking devotionals to the southern Gibson County area. Published weekly, you can now access all of these exciting insights both in print and online. Don't miss out on any of the thrilling moments with Viking football. Grab your copy or subscribe today and join us as we celebrate every Viking score on the gridiron, exclusively in the Humboldt Chronicle.
The table 4. It's not just where some serve while others sit. The table is where we make decisions, where we shape the future, where we engage each other on equal ground. If we're going to feed the world, it will take all of us. Every voice, every point of view, everyone at the table.
All right, here we go. We are getting ready for the start of the second half. All right. Scoop that over some. Humboldt gets the ball first to start the second half. It will be running clock to start the second half as the Humboldt Vikings trail 63-0. That kick. And that's going to be Agnew going back to the 15 to catch it. Now he's going to bounce around a little bit. Here he comes. Hey, not a bad return there for the young man. But there's a flag on the play, so of course.
Bet you can't tell who it's on.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Probably going to be a holding call. You know, we know it's going to be running clock, refs, but you don't have to drag this out.
Right.
Oh, mercy.
Saying blocking in the back.
Yeah. So that's going to back them up.
I was about to ask, don't that move the chains too? But they're moving back there too.
Yeah, it should move everybody. It'll be first and 10, and we'll be really backed up. That's going to put the ball back at the...
Looks like it's about 22.
Okay. First and 10. Handoff, Jeremiah Jones. Yeah, it'll be a short gain.
Moving forward on that play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like how he attacks the middle. He doesn't go around the outside. Usually if it's going to him, he's going down the middle.
He's a hard runner.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a hard runner. That'll be 2nd and 7 now, as it's a gain of a short 3. But you'll take those 3 yards. You need to get about 3.5.
Hey, if you go for it on 4th down, that's 12.
Yeah. It's going to be Kavion back throwing the deep ball.
What a pass. Oh, and he comes back to it. That is pass interference. He grabbed his arm.
Yeah.
No flag, no laundry, nothing.
Deep ball incomplete.
All the way back.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Man, that is
crazy. 3rd and 7. And we're running shorter quarters apparently in the second half. We are already down under 5. We're at 5:35. So I'm thinking they started at. Did they start at 6 minutes?
I think they started at 8.
Okay, 8 minutes. So instead of 12, it'll be 8 minutes here. That'll be something I'll talk to Coach about on the Coach Teddy Pettigrew show. Ted Talks. There's another deep pass. Incomplete. Miscommunication there, big time.
Big time miscommunication.
Yeah. And it'll be 4th and 7.
Are they going for it, though?
No, they're going to punt here.
I don't know.
Now, the punter is the quarterback. Yeah, number 2.
I thought number 3 was quarterback.
Well, that's right. Number 3 is the quarterback. I'm sorry. They normally kept Agnew in.
Gotcha.
Let's see what happens here. I'm going to look and see who they've got lined up.
Looks like they are punting. He's back.
Yeah, that's Agnew back there. We'll watch that kick, and then we will zoom out a little bit. High snap. Uh-oh. He gets it off.
Kicks out of bounds. Smart.
Escapes what could have been an ugly play there. Look at this. Runs over to his left, or runs to his right, kicks the ball. Wow. So they'll have to punt the ball. It won't be the best of punts, but they avoid a disastrous situation as it will be 1st and 10, and they will start at the Humboldt Viking 40-yard line. Mercy. Time is down to 4 minutes, and we are getting close. It's just continuing to tick on down.
Getting the right personnel in there. Looks like they have 5 stacked up on the line here.
They're expecting that run.
Oh, yeah. Bringing in another one.
It's back. Going to hand it off. That's Standifer in the backfield.
Oh,
and
fumble,
he got him.
Fumble on the play.
And they're saying the
by
Vikings
the
got it.
Vikings.
Let's watch that play again. That was number 55, Tobias Bell, kind of getting his hand on there first. Damaris Standiford. I'll let you move that camera back on that.
Yeah.
That's a fumble forced and also recovered by the Vikings. Great job. 1st and 10. Humboldt now will move the ball to the 45. Well, that's one way to get a deep first down.
That Zoom is more touchy than I'm used to. I'm sorry, folks.
That's okay. We're down under 3 minutes now. Score 63-0 in the 3rd quarter. And going to hand it to number 9, and he's going to get taken down in the backfield. That is going to be Catavius Justice. Whoops, sorry about that. Catavius Justice. That's a big loss.
Man, that's something that they are good about. It looked like they set the whole entire backfield up front.
Wow. They're actually saying no gain. I thought that was a big loss, but anyways.
Looks like a loss of 5.
Yeah, it was a loss of 5. So they set us up at the 45. That's right. It's a loss of 5.
There's the snap. Deep pass.
He comes back to the ball.
Oh.
He caught it.
Good call. Oh, that should be a flag right there because he hit him late. They know they're down on contact.
He got in. Well, let's see. I think he got inside the 40.
Yeah. Right there at about the 38-yard line, I think.
Was that to Kendrick Taylor or was that to Jay?
I think that was to Jay.
Okay. And that'll be a Viking first down as they get to the Dresden 38-yard line. All right. Down to 1:39. He's back to pass. He's going to throw it again. It's off. Off just a little bit. You know, your receiver can only do what you can, and that one was a little bit off. We'll show you that there.
It's a little bit behind him, it looked like.
But at this point in the game, I understand taking this many deep shots. I mean,
do it.
You're just trying to get on the board and give your offense some confidence here.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jeremiah Jones is the tailback. Kavion Taylor in at quarterback. You got Jay Agnew down there on the far side. You got Nicholas Bigham and Kendrick Taylor on this end. He's going back to Jay. Jay dropped it.
My goodness.
It was in his hands. I mean,
you got a good, that's what I'm looking for, cross path here between 4 and 1 on our side. Could have something there if you wanted to try that option.
Yeah, it's almost like the quarterback's gotten locked in to Jay.
They're probably wanting to go to Jay to keep it on that side of the field, though. I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Because you notice whenever we run closer to our side most of the time. Oh, pass number 4. Oh,
intercepted.
Man.
That's what they was trying not to do.
Man.
Oh, man.
He was there.
Oh, yeah.
And he had pressure there, so.
That'll end the third quarter. Deep ball is intercepted there, and the Dresden Lions will get the ball back to start the fourth quarter. Dresden will start. Let's see, where do they have that marked? That's inside the 20.
It's about the 17, 18 yard line, so they will march this all the way to the other side.
Yeah, that's right.
Giving these refs a little bit of a workout here.
First and 10 here would be Dresden from their own 18. And I'll tell you what we'll do here is let's go ahead and just put our sponsors up on the screen and let you see that. We do appreciate all of our sponsors tonight. Our sponsors make this all possible, and they are great friends of us here at Viking News On Demand, the Humboldt Chronicle, McDonald's of Humboldt, Security Bank and Trust Company, Simmons Bank, State Farm, We Pray Learning Academy, West Rock, Tyson Foods, Humboldt High School Class of 93, and the Humboldt Viking Booster Club. I will mention some things in this broadcast tonight as well as some school events that are coming up. Want to make sure that you are aware of those as we get ready to end this game tonight. Stegall Literacy Night is coming up Thursday, September 28th. That will be from 5 to 6:30 p.m. that night. And then we've got Homecoming Week, September 25th through the 29th. We are working on our Homecoming Week schedule here for you. I'm not sure exactly what all we can do for you, but we're going to do our best to try to figure that out. You've got the bonfire Thursday, September 28th. That's at 7 o'clock p.m. at the Horse Arena in Elliott Street. You have the Homecoming Parade Friday, September 29th. That's at 1 o'clock on Main Street. We'll talk about the rest of that here. Well, they're going to still stand there for just a moment. You can contact the Viking Booster Club for tailgate information. That's something they've been bringing back. Man, all that stuff really smells good walking into the stadium. Deadline is Monday, September 25th to reserve your spot. So you need to contact the Viking Booster Club. And then Humboldt High School Alumni Fish Fry fundraiser on Saturday after the homecoming game, September 30th. It'll be 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're going to run the ball. And that'll be a run there. Not enough for a first down. Short gain.
Did y'all have homecoming, Seth?
What do you mean?
Like, did y'all
at Christian school?
Christian school. Did y'all have something like a homecoming?
Yes. It was for basketball. We didn't have a football team, but we did have basketball, and they had Spirit Week and all them crazy dress-up days.
Yes. Man, that was my favorite week of school. Going out there.
Yeah.
Dressing in our green and white.
Quarterback calls his own number, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds. Not going to matter.
No. My senior year of high school, I was in yearbook, had a camera, and we had a superhero week. And everybody was like, man, you forgot to dress up. And I was like, what y'all talk about? I'm Peter Parker.
Oh, my word.
You can tell nobody bought that one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be nice and leave that one alone. Just I'm trying to find. I thought I had another graphic in, but apparently I don't. Here we go. He's going to bounce it out. Oh, yeah, that defense is there. Okay, stop playing now. They've done blown the whistle. Let's
Man.
That's Jeremiah Jones still in there playing hard. Brings up, I believe that's going to be 4th down, isn't it, John?
4th down, yeah, and it looks like a long 8.
Mm.
Awesome. Look like they're punting.
Well, okay, I know why. It says unsupported size on that graphic. I knew I had it. I had a fish fry graphic, but can't put it up. It's not supported. I should have checked that before the game. Apologize about that, folks. So it's going to be 4th and what looks to be 7, and it does look like they're going to punt here. They're struggling getting people out on the field. But, I mean, they are having to punt because, I mean, not just get people out on the field because, you know, these are players probably that don't get a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
So they're struggling getting people out at this point. I could understand. Here we go. He's going to punt it. And it's going to take a Dresden line roll. They're going to stop it at what's to be the 29?
Looks like the 29-yard line.
Oh, I should have changed this. We are in the 4th quarter, by the way, folks. And we are down to 5 minutes remaining. Tough night for your Vikings. Losing Isaiah Crawford and just not being able to move the ball offensively.
Yeah.
Neither team scoring in the second half here, but you feel like the Lions have kind of eased off the accelerator. They could have, I feel like they could have scored 100 points tonight pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, man, they were just, it was big chunk plays. Scoring in drives of like 17 seconds, 20-something seconds. I mean, it was.
I mean, there was like, what, a 3rd down and 15, and they ended up scoring a touchdown on that. Man, that hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Feel like you're doing good, and then, man, hole opens up and they're gone.
Seeing some different players for the Vikings tonight. That was Joseph Collins running out there. There's Jeremiah Jones. Sees the open hole up the middle and gets stopped there. That'll be a short gain. It brings up 2nd down and 8.
That defensive line came in good there, creating that hole over there on the left side. That was probably the biggest hole I've seen all night. That was really good job by the defense there.
Defense?
Or offense. I'm sorry, offense, opening up that line, bringing in those extra men on that side.
Here we go. 3:42 remaining. Back to pass. Throw in that deep ball.
It's a little bit short.
Intercepted.
There. Now, he had a hurt neck earlier, and I'm wondering if that's not
quarterback
affecting that. Yeah, I wonder if that's not affecting that pass there.
So Dresden now will take the ball back on their side of the field. 3:18 remaining in this ball game. Another ball intercepted there, and adding insult to injury as we finish this one up. It's going to be at their own 48-yard line that they will start 1st and 10. And you can better believe, wait a minute. Okay, that was just telling them that's time to go.
Yeah.
All right. You better believe they're going to try to milk this clock. I mean, they're going to take as long as they can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was kind of a messed up snap, but he did a good job of recovering that, didn't he? Let's watch that again.
I wonder if that was a direct snap there. Because he moves in
yeah,
front
it just
of
looked real funny.
I mean, it might have been a messed up snap because the quarterback looked like he was trying to reach for it.
Yeah.
And since that man was already in motion, he said, well, let me just grab it and I'll go.
That's what good teams do. You improvise on plays like that get messed up. They'll gain 2 yards, get out to the midfield, and we're now down to 2:10 remaining in this ball game. Go bit. Oh.
Way to get in there, though. Oh.
Wow.
Just stiffed arm there, but Shiver says you ain't getting past me.
Look at that.
It's fun to watch that boy play.
Oh, yeah. Great stop there by Shivers, and that will bring up 1st down. I'm sorry, 3rd down. 3rd and 7. You may have to take that camera. I messed up here. Oh, nope, here we go. I'm back. I was trying to get that corrected. I thought they were going on with it. I was like, man, they're rushing to the line, but
we might be able to get the ball back here.
I don't know. 1:18. Oh, we jumped. Let's go back and look at this. I think we jumped first. Yeah, we jumped. Yeah, that's a good call.
And this will lead to probably the last play of the game.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 2. We're down to now 52 seconds remaining, clock counting. They'll snap it probably one more time, and this will be it. And they might nail it down here. Or is he even going to snap it? He's just standing there. Let's see what happens. Oh, yep, here we go. It's back, kneeling down. And that's your play right there. That's it. 32 seconds remaining. That's probably it.
Yeah. I was wondering if they were going to take the delay of game even with a running clock, I mean, just clock
could.
isn't going to stop.
But don't rob that kid of being able to kneel the ball down. That's a fun play. I mean, feels good, too, when you can do that. Well, Humboldt, I will say this. They did keep good attitudes. There was no unsportsmanlike penalties. It would be easy to lose your cool on a night like tonight. 63-0, the final. John, not the way you wanted it to end, but can't say that you're 100% surprised at the play of the Lions tonight.
No, this
disappointed in your Vikings, though. It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, and you had some injuries that, created a couple of plays that you couldn't really go with because you had players on the sidelines that were usually out there.
Yeah.
But, what I was seeing on the sideline was even when we were down, you still had some players that were being leaders and saying, let's go, let's get to the line, let's go, let's move. And that's what you want. I mean, you want guys that are still out there. That's even when the chips are down and even when it's not looking like you're having a good game, you still want to get to the line. You still want to make sure you're playing your game, Viking football.
That's right. Oh, that's exactly right. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, here we are, 63-0, and I know that's not the way you wanted this game to be the final for tonight. And your Vikings now are 0-2 in district play. Where do you go from here? You go back to the drawing board. You do have a winnable game next week against a Lake County team that has struggled this year. They're not the same Lake County we've seen of years past. So hopefully, Humboldt can turn this thing around. Again, thoughts and prayers with Isaiah Crawford.
Definitely.
Thinking of good things there, and hopefully, nothing too major. And it didn't sound like maybe it was. He was talking, was coherent when they left. He was moving. It wasn't like he was paralyzed, anything like that. He just had pain in the back of his head, and they wanted to check for a concussion. And so I can expect that Isaiah Crawford will be in concussion protocol this week. Jace Beard, hopefully he didn't get dinged up too much tonight. He was already kind of in a situation like that this evening. So he wasn't in a concussion protocol, but he was dinged up a little bit from last week's game. So hopefully, John, we want to see us come back out and actually, you can still turn this thing around. It's it's definitely something that this Viking team can the season's not over is what I'm saying, by any stretch of the imagination. You do have quite a few games left. You got Lake County. You can turn it around there. If you win that one, then you've got Halls at home. So that's another fun game that you could maybe turn around and get a win. So,
I mean,
go ahead.
I remember a few years back where we didn't start off great with division play, but we ended up making the playoffs. I mean, it can happen. Yeah. You can have some teams that people are looking for to look in the playoffs to have a bad few weeks.
Right.
I mean, with help of other teams, nothing's impossible. I mean,
you
just got to go out there and play your game.
Yeah, and not just with help of other teams, but now the difference this year and that year is we got a bigger district.
Yeah,
and, it's one of those things we tried to petition to get out of that district, and we felt like we were a little more evenly matched with the West Carrolls and that sort of thing, and they threw us in the district with Dresden and Union City. And that's just, you got to play the cards you're handed and that are dealt, and that's 2 years. You got to deal with that for 2 years. That's football.
Yep. And the good thing about this year, you get 1 year to look at the competition. Next year, games like next year, we're able to look at this film and say, okay, what can we do different against Dresden, What can we do different to get these other teams and hopefully come up with some wins? I mean, you still got 5 more games this season. Season's only halfway over. You can come out with 5 more wins. I mean,
yeah,
it's football. Anything's possible.
That's going to do it for us here in Dresden. We got a lot of equipment to pack up and then drive an hour home. So we're going to get ready to go here, folks. Thank you again to Dresden for helping us with the internet situation. We were in bad shape. They helped us out, and I apologize for being 3 minutes late, but hey, better late than never. We got the game on, and we didn't drop one time
tonight.
That
is awesome. Good.
So, fantastic. Yeah. Thank you again to the Dresden crew. And I did mention their principal was the newly elected mayor here in Dresden. He was getting stopped nonstop. He finally did stick his head in. He said, "Do you have it?" He come in here just a few minutes before, and I said, "Yes, sir, we are on." Awesome. And it was in the pregame show. So I appreciate him checking on us. I know he's had a busy night tonight. Lots of fans. This is homecoming. That's a big night for them.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Dresden, on a great fought win. Humboldt, go back to the drawing board, and we're going to fight hard. We're going to battle back, and next week we're going to take on some Falcons. Them little birds. We tried to tame the Lions. It didn't happen.
Nah.
But let's cage some birds next week.
Let's cage them.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching tonight, folks. God bless you. Have a great evening, and good night.